Do you see what is happening right before our eyes? I pray that we will not miss the majesty of this moment. The Lord is indeed hastening his work.
At this past General Conference, President Nelson announced 15 more temples, making the grand total 200 total temples that he has announced since he's been president of the church. What does this mean? It means that 52% of all temples ever announced in the 195-year history of the restored church have happened in the last 7 years. As seen on this graphic, only 12% of the temples President Nelson has announced have been dedicated. This means there are still 176 new temples in various stages of construction. What does this mean for church members? It means that all around the world we will have the opportunity to bring our friends inside the house of the Lord before dedication. It also means that each new temple will need an army of volunteers to rise up to ensure that it functions properly. Every single temple needs a full-time, unpaid temple presidency staff to help it run from day to day. And most of all, each temple will need an entire fleet of temple ordinance workers to help it function. Did you know that it takes on average 750 temple ordinance worker volunteers for a temple to function? This means that of the 176 new temples that have been announced and are in various stages of construction will require 132,000 new temple ordinance workers. To put this number into perspective, that is more than the total number of proselyting missionaries in the entire world at 74,127. And it's even more than the total number of students in all of the church education system, including Pathways, of 117,204 students. This effectively means that President Nelson is calling 132,000 new, set-apart ministers of priesthood ordinances in the Lord's house. No wonder he has given us this charge.
Now is the time for us to make our discipleship our highest priority.
The Lord needs a people prepared to administer priesthood ordinances in greater numbers than ever before. But why the huge rush for temples? President Nelson has given us a reason why in this prophetic promise.
Here is my promise. Nothing will help you more to hold fast to the iron rod than worshiping in the temple as regularly as your circumstances permit.
So, if one of these temples is coming to your area, comment on this video how you plan to participate in this majestic hastening of God's work.